In terms of elections and money and advertising, it seems that the campaigns, the presidential campaigns, have crossed the Rubicon here. What are the implications moving forward from this point?
Well, I think actually that probably depends in part on the outcome on Tuesday. I think if Romney were to win the election, then 2016 is an open question as to how much money. The sky's the limit in terms of how much money will be spent in that election. If Obama wins, I think there'll be a bit of introspection that happens on the part of conservative super PACs about whether or not this was an efficient way of spending money. You're absolutely right. This is the most money ever spent on TV advertising in American history. But I do think that the future depends in part on the outcome.
And the most number of ads, too. We're past 1 million ads. And you did talk about those outside groups. They call them super PACs here in the United States. So if we look at some of the numbers, the Obama campaign and the Democratic National Committee have spent a total of about $280 million. Outside groups have chipped in about $40 million for a total of $320 million and change. The Romney ad spend for the campaign and the Republican National Committee, about $150 million. This is the staggering part. Outside groups, $227 million for a grand total of just shy of $380 million all up. That is staggering when you look at the amount of money which is being flooded into this campaign. So where is that money coming from, and I guess what impact has it had?
Well, the impact for the Romney campaign has been significant. Romney himself, his campaign has been vastly outspent by the Obama campaign on TV advertising. And the only way Romney's been able to stay competitive in that regard is from this outside spending that's coming from these super PACs. And these super PACs are primarily funded by wealthy donors. Some corporations, but mostly wealthy individuals, billionaires and millionaires who bankroll these efforts. And a lot of these groups who actually don't know their funding source because they don't have to report it. So this has been a significant effect on the campaign by keeping the Romney side in the game when it comes to TV ads.
Because if you look at the number of ads, and we have to say that this is just from April 11th to October 29th, so it doesn't, and that's the period that we're looking at here. The Obama campaign has run about 500,000 campaign ads. The Romney campaign, this is just the campaign, not those outside groups, just shy of about 200,000 campaign commercials. There is a quirk in the federal election laws in the United States which essentially allows the campaigns to get more bang for their buck, which has kept Obama competitive. How does that work?
Well, the federal candidates get what's called the lowest unit rate for TV advertising. They get essentially a discount from TV stations to buy ads because they're candidates and the federal government mandates that. Super PACs do not get that because they're considered outside of the campaign organization. And so they've been paying through the nose for campaign ads, whereas the Obama campaign is able to make each dollar he raises go much farther in terms of buying TV ads. The super PACs have been paying far, far more. And so that's another reason why after the election there's going to be a lot of introspection on the part of these donors about whether or not this was the best way to spend their money.
And finally, all of these campaign ads, more than 1 million of them, have essentially been targeting pretty much 4 or 5 states. And we know why, because they're the swing states and it's crucial for the Electoral College. But when you essentially target just a small part of the electorate and you ignore the rest, is that necessarily a good thing for democracy?
No, it's a bad thing for democracy. I think the Electoral College, the way we run our presidential elections has moved the system to this sort of crazy outcome where a vast swath of the American electorate hears nothing from the presidential candidates, and voters in the battleground states hear everything ad nauseum. And I think that does a disservice to the way we should run a national election. And it's something that we really need to think about changing. It's almost impossible to change, but it's really something that I think does a disservice to the way we run our elections.
Yeah, I think the funniest comment was, it's like they're running to be president of Ohio.